In the footing of our behalf of Agnel Toastmasters, I welcome you all for the 357 meeting of this club. As you all know, the Navi festival is going on. So today is our special meeting. You can say it's not a meeting, it's a event. So it will be an event. So before we obviously begin the meeting, there are three ground rules which I would like to present. First rule is please switch your voice on to time. I am giving 10 seconds for it. Second rule is while the speech is in progress, we do not move out of the class or come in the class. We go out and come inside and we the problem. Third rule is please listen from the audience while the speech is in progress. Fourth rule is last one outside. Now I request everyone to stand up for the journalist. We provide supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop projecting you greater self-confidence and personal development. Now I would like to hand over to our young and dynamic leader, none other than Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster, for setting up the meeting. Good evening, everyone. Everyone saying go ahead. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to 357 meeting of Agnel Toastmasters Club. And with this gather, I'm obviously announcing the start of the meeting. My name is Dr. Singh. I'm the presiding officer and the president of Agnel Toastmasters Club. And how is everyone doing? Great. Okay, so today I will be sharing a very short story, a motivational story with all of you. A man found a cocoon of a butterfly, and after some time, there was a small hole appeared in that cocoon. So man sat down and eagerly wanted to see how the butterfly had come out of that cocoon. So he started mindfully observing that cocoon. And after observation, he found that the butterfly is struggling to come out of that cocoon. And out of kindness, he thought that he is going to help the butterfly. He took a scissor, cut the opening, made it wide, and made it easier for the butterfly to come out of that cocoon. So when the butterfly was out, it was having a swollen body and shriveled wings. Now the man waited for the butterfly to fly. But that butterfly never flew for the rest of its life. That butterfly throughout its life with a swollen body and shriveled wings. Actually, the struggle needed for the butterfly to come out of that cocoon through its small opening is the nature's way, the God's way of forcing the fluid, the body of the butterfly to go to its wing and make the wing capable. So that once the butterfly comes out of the cocoon, it becomes capable of flying. Similarly, the moral of the story is that the struggle which we face in our life, the struggle which we encounter in our life, are there to make us better, make us capable, make us improve version of ourselves. We should not be afraid of struggles. We should embrace them. And if you are the one who is not facing any struggle in your life, then you are also a butterfly with swollen body and shriveled wings. I will wrap up this small story with a famous quote and one of my favorite. An arrow can only be shot by pulling it backward. That means if life is dragging you back with difficulties, it's definitely going to launch you something great. With this, we will move to the next segment of today's meeting, and for that, I will be calling the Toastmaster of the day. Before I call him on the stage, let me introduce Toastmaster of the day briefly. So, he is a mechanical engineer with 20 years of experience in petroleum, oil, and chemical engineering field. He loves to listen to music and watch cricket. And he joined the Toastmaster to improve his leadership skills, and he is dynamic and one of the person who is more hectic, whose schedule is more hectic in the XCOM. Please give a big round of applause for me on the stage.
Everyone, this theme is diversity and inclusion. What does diversity mean? Diversity means differences among different people, like how people are different. So there are various diversities in India. You can just share which are diversities in India. Language, culture, race. So this way there are various diversities in India. Now, what is inclusion? Inclusion is involving each and every person in the team. Why I've taken this topic is because 10th October is a World Inclusion Day. Now, this was initially started by a non-profitable organization, which is known as Garden Foundation, and they started it to include the people who were senior and who were disabled. But soon this spread among others, and this inclusion, it has the you can say the value is that aim is to involve everybody and treat each and every person fairly. So, okay, for disabled people we understand that, but why for normal people also fight? So I'll just share one example. When I got married, my wife shifted from Daisar to Vashi. Now Daisar, as you know, is mostly having Muslim problems, things. And when she shifted here, we had a society with diverse culture. We had Maharashtrians, we had South Indians, we had Punjabis, we had Muslims, we had various other diverse. So she was not able to get along with them. She was feeling very lonely, and she usually used to go to her hometown again, Daisar, very frequently. So what happened next? How she got involved? I will tell you later. Before that, before that, I will explain the structure of the meeting. Our meeting is divided into three parts. The first part is the prepared speech section, where each and every person, the person will be giving prepared speech based on the specific objectives. Second is the table topic section, where each person will be able to give impromptu speeches. And third point is the federal question section, where each and every aspect of the meeting and all the root players will be validated. So now I will call upon the tag team who will be supporting us in today's meeting. The first tag team member is Toastmaster Nisha, who will be the graduate. Please welcome our graduate. Apart from the other language is a very sensitive.
Everyone wants their more to be better in talking their language. Like if you're connecting with the rickshaw, the bus, the conductor, especially students around, teachers around, most of them are using that language. So it's better effort, and I'm more finding it better to talk and communicate in that language. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, dear friends and guests. I'm the grammarian for the day. As grammarian, it is my responsibility to take both attention towards speakers, listening carefully to their language. I take a note of improper language as well as outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or as a grammarian, it's also my duty to introduce the word of the day and pray with you. For today's meeting, the word of the day is uppermost. Meaning of it is lasting for a very short. Usage of the sentence is fire, works, create uppermost, beauty in the minds. The phrase of the day for today is cut to chase. Meaning of it is get to, and meaning an example for the sentence would be: can you cut to chase and tell me what you hear? I would request all the audience that they show a thumbs up when the word of the day and the phrase of the day is by the speaker. I'll give my evidence to report upon. Maybe they can also be considered as a positive. Thank you.
So next, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Rajesh with the timer. Master Rajesh. Age so between your family, your father, you and your children, is there one thing that is common between all?
Personally, the age gap in between my family is very high. My father is 66 and my children are 10 and 11. So, and what is common, I would say, is the value. And the values remain the same. The perspective is different, but we live in the same field. So, evening, I am the timer for this session. So, the role of the timer is that in all Toastmasters speeches, there's a time we need to communicate our ideas within a stipulated time, and I will be tracking the compliance of time for each of these. So, the timelines which are there are different features 5 to 7 minutes, table topics 1 to 2 minutes, and individual evaluations 2 to 3 minutes. So, at the end of all the prepared speeches, at the end of 5 minutes, the green card will be shown, and at the end of 6 minutes, it will be this yellow card, and at the end of 7 minutes, it will be this red card. Similarly, for table topics, at the end of 1 minute, it will be the green card. At the end of 1.5 minutes, it will be the yellow card. And at the end of 2 minutes, it will be the red card. Individual evaluation, at the end of 2 minutes, it will be the green card. 2.5 minutes, it will be the yellow card. And 3 minutes, it will be the red card. There is a grace of 30 seconds, both before and after. That is, whatever is the minimum, before that, 30 seconds is possible, and whatever is after, again, 30 seconds is possible. And at the end, when I got the stage, I will give it back.
How I like to call upon the half counter of the that is Toastmaster. Mr. Kalpa, you had to wear a traditional dress to show diversity in India. What is the combination of two?
That's an interesting question. Well, I know what I had to do, but if I had a choice, I think I would wear a dhoti, and the dhoti would be draped in the South Indian fashion, and probably a kurta which might go along with it to sort of show the integration that we have in our country, making diversity very important. Yeah, so the purpose of the R counter is to identify certain words, certain expressions, and certain repetitions which may be used as pause fillers or as a crutch. So words such as and, but, certain expressions such as and certain repetitions such as I mean, I. At the end of the session, I shall be reporting the number of repetitions which are made by each speaker.
Continue with my story. And I think my wife was so few months later, there was this Navratri festival in our society, and everybody gathered around and we played Navratri Garba. I requested my wife to play with them, but she was insisting to go to Daisar and play with her own. Even when Navratri started, it was a weekend and she went to She went to Daisar and like played Garba. But after the weekend, on the weekdays, she was not able to play. So I told her to play Garba in our society. Because she was hesitant, she went and played Garba. And I introduced her to my friend's wife. And initially, again, she was hesitant. But as she started playing, she started enjoying. And she was such a good dancer that all the people in the society, all the people in the society thought she was a pro. And they requested her to teach them. And within a week, she used to teach them Garba and she formed a group with them. And after that, she also formed a WhatsApp group, the name Girls Gang, and she was the admin of it. So what happened is that this Navratri festival brought all of them together, and thus this is the culture that we have. So with that, I would like to go with the speeches section. Our first speaker, before that, I will call the evaluator. Our first evaluator is Toastmaster Vidya. Please welcome Vidya. Toastmaster Vidya, question to you is: we all had a hype about this girls versus boys. So who is going to win today? I'll give you 4 options. First is the men's group. The second is the boys group. The third is the male group. And fourth is all of them.
Answer is there's another option. And girls boys are also playing girls. Happy Navratri to all. My target speaker, Toastmaster Ravi, is giving his P2 speech from the pathway dynamic leadership. The purpose of this project is to learn or review basic methods for writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a very organized speech on any topic. Can you please note the timing is 5 to 7 minutes. Toastmaster. Thank you.
I would like to welcome first speaker Toastmaster. If we had to make a Bollywood movie to show cultural diversity or diversity in India, so whom would you cast?
So Ranveer Singh definitely he can present like diverse. He has very diversity in skill, dance steps, and other, and he can portray himself as a different person, different identity.
Nawazuddin Siddiqui and Jacqueline. How would that guy? Or Pankaj Tripathi and Kangana. That so Toastmaster Ravi, embracing change, key to growth. Embracing change, key to growth. Toastmaster Ravi.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. What is the only constant in our life? Guesses. Change is the only constant in our life. Still knowing this, when it's upon us, all of us try to not leave it. When it's upon us, we try to resist it. But change is the tool which make us or help us grow. Has there been no change forced upon us or poured upon us, we won't be growing. Now, sometime we are having plant change, then we move to new city sometime. Sometime we are trying to have a new job, and that comes into plant change. But sometimes change fall upon you and you are not done at all. Like having a health loss or getting a shift in your relationship. So suddenly you get a call that I saw your girlfriend with somebody else. And then you ask like,
he may be a cousin. No, bro. They were enjoying the ice cream. Maybe still he is a cousin. No, bro. They were enjoying the same ice cream, sharing the same ice cream. So sometimes we have that change, and once it's upon us, we are second from the ground, we are second from our group. Now, I will share a story, a personal story, when I faced this change. So way back, I had to travel from Delhi, Bihar to Delhi from my schooling. Until I was in Bihar, I used to study in Hindi language. But when I came to Delhi, I came suddenly to English language curriculum. In the school, I was not able to understand any subject barring maths and science. Maths and science were two subjects which I was doing and was able to understand because they were having facts and figures. But English and all the sciences I was not able to understand at all. 6 months down the line, 6 months down the line, I felt like I'm going to fail. I used to be topper in my class. All the classes I taught. But now, in such a young age, I'm facing the sword of failing the exam. I felt like I should go back to my hometown. But what I'm going to say to my parents? How I'm going to face them? What will happen to their honor, their dignity, which I thought was lying on my shoulder at this age. Somehow I thought that their honor and prestige is upon my shoulder. So I tried to continue my studies. I bought parallel books, both in Hindi and English language, and I prepared from both of them. So I studied one sentence from English language, another sentence from Hindi language, and that's how I was able to study the curriculum. By the end of the session, came 9 in out of the 120 students. And then I realized that if you don't give in to challenge, if you stood there, if you persevere and face the challenge, you would emerge victorious for that. Now, what to do, how to do this change, how to face this change. First of all, whenever there is a change, not try to ask why me. Try to ask that this is the opportunity to devise a new solution. What is right or what is good, but not finding the new solution. So when you are having this change, try to think that this is the time I'm going to find new solution. Secondly, try to surround yourself with supportive people. Like of yours, like the Toastmasters, we are here, all of you who are supportive and help us with positive feedback and supportive environment. Also, once Steve Jobs told that if you genuinely ask somebody for help, and if you really need that help, then the other person in most of the cases is going to help you. Because asking for help is not vulnerable at all. Asking for help. So, respect to the other person for his skills and tools. Now, whenever we are trying to face the change, we kind of encounter fear. What is fear? Fear of falling into unknown, uncharted territory. What will happen? So, what to do? Once a psychologist, Carl Jung, said, wherever there is fear in your life, that's the area you need to walk upon. That's the territory you need to chart upon. That's the scale you need to walk. So take fear as a compass from where your growth will come, your learning will come, and whenever the next time change is knocking your door, don't hesitate and tell, let's take a walk. Let's see where we are going to take it. Because life, what is life? Life is nothing but a folded and tedious journey. Thank you.
Now, next thing before that, I will call the evaluate. We have distributed various feedback slips. So just we'll wait 1 minute to give feedback to everyone, and those who don't have the feedback slip, please send it. Now we would like to call our evaluated tool, that is Toastmaster Agile. Toastmaster Agile. If you ever work with a person with a totally different cultural background, what was their different cultural background? What was their so it experience, you need to learn a lot about the different culture. I have personally learned many great things from various backgrounds. Since I live in Chinese as a as a member of many number of various because it is.
Good evening, everyone. Guest speaker Toastmaster Divya Piyush is attending his level 1 project 4 from the pathway presentation master. The purpose of this speech is for the member to present a speech and receive feedback from the evaluator. The purpose of this project is to practice applying feedback and serve as a speech evaluator during a club meeting. All the best, Toastmaster.
How can I call the use? Okay. Think diverse team would work better or give better results or thinking of same kind of
Diverse team of people will get different needs. Because we will get different type of people based on their concern. Good to get different kind of ideas for this.
Master Piyush. Toastmaster Piyush, daydreaming, Toastmaster Piyush.
That's one why I was working up here, thinking that you all have got in common in the idea of none of us know pattern. Have a business or for experience why I was doing that from the because of why. Then all of a sudden I decided to take this live as Toastmaster of the day, the Toastmasters. Yes, topic for my today is the city itself. What should I say about this city? It doesn't have previous site. It doesn't have snow-capped mountains. It doesn't have history lakes. We find everywhere snow in the atmosphere. It's slightly and hot. Millions of people are spending their entire life in the street. We find very better places for vacation. But that I think here the city is. Was never designed for vacation. It is meant for Mumbai will never speak to you, but sooner or later you will realize that even chaos here are well organized. It is the city that bears the weight of million dreams every day. It is the city which fits a businessman in the nursery, struggle mind for the poor man, revealing and living under the things. It is said that if you have lived in man activity, the eventual test will never get a certificate in any part of the world. But it's very clear. It's there only in Mumbai you will find lunch and Chinese. If you go to Andheri, there is no darkness. If you go to church there, you will not find any church with single Christian. It talks about after spending many years in Mumbai, I realized that everything here is okay. Water scarcity is okay. Mumbai traffic is okay. But local trends, we getting late, not acceptable. I used to travel a lot in local trains. There are very many unpleasant because when I first came to Mumbai, I was completely unaware of this. I wanted to get to this people. I was the main standing near the door with my colleague advocates, eagerly waiting for a distance. Suddenly, Kurla is my approaching. Suddenly, thousands of commuters having been now. Unaware of what was happening, in few moments, I was thrown out of the compartment. My speech was closed up in the air. It was lost. I was probably back. I was came out outside of the compartment. Again, wait back inside. Yeah. Within moments, this happened. I was completely shocked. Somebody from next day again, I voted the bill. But that was not profit at all. I was simply standing. One person asked me, so sometimes we get mad at it, don't know. Even from IIT or IIM from here. I think getting into IIT and IIM is easier than working in regard to selection. Other than Mumbai, local monsoon is also very famous here. I think brings a lot of respect to the people who have been tortured by the summer heat. They say that I learned the lesson because nobody can see me back. But after spending so many years in Mumbai, I would like to have something. I love the land because nobody can see me crying. So one of the very most things I had was I really thought that said that I am going to talk this lots of things. If I don't make it, I will inform my parents that I died during my life. So it was completely better. You can see every real estate development happening in Mumbai. That I think that these are the kind that is that way in the world. Recently, and her mother only figure was for the purchase there. 525 square foot apartment at a 45 foot. There is total 4 parking for an inverter. This is apartment. If this, I would like to eat this speech, but for that, I would like to. When I first came to Mumbai, people at my workplace said that you are moving to something personal or city locations. Now, after spending so many years, I realized that indeed there is a right. Because in Mumbai only, a day dream of reaching out for at night, living in a business in the apartment, or attending work-life balance. Thank you.
will observe one week patterns for the river to give the feedback to the field. Now, I would like to call upon evaluator, Toastmaster Amrita. Some guests, your friends coming to your place. Some of them are Gujarati, some of them are Chinese. So if you have to make one dish, what is it?
Chinese food. Chinese food. You have to make it.
Add a few written industry. Dhokla with Szechuan chutney, fried rice with gulab jamun, and ungu with manchurian.
Fried rice, gulab jamun. Gulab jamun has a dessert. Fried rice,
A mixture of
that is only Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear friends. Today I am going to run with Toastmasters therapy, and she's going to deliver 11 project for her second speech. And the purpose of the speech is to apply feedback from the first speech. Kind of please note time is 5 to 7 minutes. All the very best Toastmasters therapy and Martin Toastmasters.
I would like to Toastmasters therapy. So, if you are a leader, then you will to ensure that your team feels comfortable when they discuss any ideas or opinions. So, what will
I am not required in the end, I say
Toastmasters therapy. Are you your friend? Are you your best friend or worst enemy? Are you your best friend or worst enemy? Toastmasters therapy.
so, if I have to ask this question, in a day, how many thoughts do we have? Any answers, any range, or do you need a hint? I would like to say this, but it's an average count of around 50,000, starting from 6,000 to 60,000. These are the thoughts that we have in a day. But now, why am I talking about thoughts? Just hold on to that thought. Welcome to Toastmasters today. Hello, Toastmasters today. So, another question to this is, how many thoughts do you think will be positive, or actually percentage do you think is higher or positive or negative thoughts? If you think positive is higher, do I show of hands? Good. I also agree with Paul. The percentage of negative thoughts is quite high. As per research, it is said that around 80% of the thoughts in a day, okay, 60,000 thoughts are negative. Yeah, you heard that right. And the alarming fact is not that. The alarming fact is 95% of these thoughts are repeated repeatedly. So your mind goes like, oh, you are a fool, you are a fool, you are a fool. But you are not a fool. At least not the English one, maybe the Hindi one. People like that. So why does the mind do this? Because it is designed to protect you always in any kind of an uncertain situation. So it makes you feel like that. Basically, your mind focuses less on the meaning of words and more on the feeling of words. So if you are arising from feeling or anything that you said, your mind will consider it as an alarm and try to detect. So now what can you do to save yourself from this? That's where the topic of the session, I would like to say, and for me, every time I speak, it's like a self-care. Is you have to be your own best friend. I had to do that in my life by being my own best friend because all the time you not have to best friend hearing, no matter how much you want to hear me. So you have to recondition your mind, you have to reprogram, and basically you have to brainwash for it to think the way you want it to think, and not try to protect you from every situation. Because sometimes that leads to overprotection, and you know what happens when your overprotected escapes. So now I'm sharing with the story, my personal anecdote, wherein I take you back to some years down the lane when I was in 9th standard. And as a 9th standard student, the highlight of our life was to be part of the annual day event as a host, or rather to host it. And I also wish, like all the other students, to be nominated. And I did get nominated, but it was like a mob character in a musical wherein I died quite early. So yeah, my wish definitely didn't happen in 9th. And I did carry the hurt quite a while. And I think with my health fast forward to 2014, when I was in my first job, I took up the courage to again apply for MC role for an annual conference there. And everything was going smoothly. I knew the people I got now I made it my doubts and everything support. But I was so wrong. As the day was approaching, I realized my doubts were getting better on me, and I had told me I decided to quit. That was in 2014. Things have changed since then. It's already so myself and which I would like to share. Coming ahead to 2023, my current organization, I applied again for the same role for the annual conference, and that can be definitely got quite great results by this year. I still could not give up on this because it was like a talent way that I wanted to do. In this year, 2024, that we actually happened, I was nominated by our peers for the day event. There were 2 other events happening. They would start mentioned, where I was nominated as PhD. And the good part is, from role, it went to the event. In spite of all that, it's not that I totally transform myself, but the self-talk there, which I'm telling, the visualization step, and it's converted into manifestation. Because the manifestation is the end goal, right? So for you to manifest your dream and goal, you have to constantly brainwash yourself. So that was an achievement, more so because our Middle East and Southeast Asia studio also appreciated me along with our other leadership team members. So why I'm sharing this story of mine is because such things would have happened in your life also. But many times we tend to undermine it. When some new challenge happens, we forget that we have overcome some challenge sometime back or maybe years back. So I'm just trying to resurface all the moments that you have had in your own life when you overcame some challenges. If you think you would have done, but we try to always try to overcompensate, saying that we have not performed well, that the negative self-talk always works. Another one funny incident which I would like to say is, as a student, I would always have been conscious and people were staring at me like, what are you doing now? But now I have quite overcome that because whenever in a station or any such kind of situation, this thing happens. And as Ron had rightfully do it depends to stare at you. I agree, but when accidents do that, it's a big problem. And I used to think, why is the person staring and have the negative self-talk is that? But these days, or since a very long time, I tell myself this will sound extremely narcissistic, but I had to change my mental curve to something that thinks mental peace. So I used to tell, I'm so beautiful, he can't, because he can't help but stare at me. So that gave me a lot of peace of mind and I could just move ahead. So that's like one of the simple tricks of the brain, I'd say. Anything people are doing, don't take it to yourself because everything is not about you. The world is big, things are about them and other people as well. Just to conclude the entire speech, I would say it's not what they say about you, but it's what you say about yourself every day.
Now I would like to call upon Toastmaster Praveen. Now, generally what we do is that we have speaker and his evaluator. But sometimes we also have the evaluators evaluator when the person being for the first time or anything. So this today Rohan is giving his first evaluation. So we have this evaluation that is this part of the Mr. Praveen, if you had to go to Korea for some days, what would be your biggest challenge? The food there, the weather, or the language?
Food actually.
Yes, government.
Because they have lot of eat, right? And you don't know what
They eat anything that you so can explain that.
uh, I the great speaker, Toastmaster Soham. He is attempting the first part of his L1 P4 of the pathways, strategic regional success. The objective of this project is to serve as a speech evaluator in meeting. So all the best. Over to you.
Which is the country with maximum number of language speakers? So I will give you four options. Indonesia, Nigeria, India, or Papua New Guinea.
I don't know what to put on it, when I don't think it's clear of the country. But if I had to guess, based on the number of villages and words, and the number of cultures that you have, India is the one with the maximum.
Out of these four, India is placed fourth. It has 456 languages. Next is Nigeria, it has 507, that is third. Indonesia is second, that is 7,000 languages. And to my surprise, everybody's surprise, Papua New Guinea is the one which has maximum number of languages, that is 8. Every day today. I'll get explain the objective.
Thank you for the question. So, my target speaker is Rashmi, Professor Rashmi. She is giving her L2 P2 speech, and the objective of the speech is leadership development, understanding and identifying primary leadership style or styles. So, her time limit is 5 to 7 minutes, and yeah, all the best to Toastmaster Rashmi for your speech.
Now I would like to call upon Toastmaster Navi. Can you think of a word that has different meanings?
So there is a movie word called Nine. What is nine? Nine.
Oh,
What is nine? Nine. Nine means power.
I mean, power.
Nine means power. And if you know, nine means dog. Nine means dog. Dog.
Share one more example. Give the gift in English it means the present, but in German it means poison.
And you're presenting it. Presenting it.
That is opposite. Toastmasters trust me. Dare to lead. Dare to lead. Toastmasters.
A question to all of you. How many of you have been with a good leader? Good leader. How many of you have been with a bad leader? Thank you. So, with this raise of hands, we understand that in our walks of life, we face a good leader and a bad leader. So there are few characteristics that will make a person a good and a bad, or why we would tag them as a good or a bad. What could someone do to be a good and a successful leader, and what is those things that the other person is not doing? A very good evening to everyone, Toastmasters Day, Toastmasters and your guests. Today I will be talking about what is leadership, what are few of the leadership styles, and what is my style of style. So what is leadership? In a very, very simple and a layman term, leadership is basically influencing and directing a group of people. So that group of people can be your member, someone in your society, someone in your club that we are doing in those. So basically, in two words, it is influencing and it is directing. I have read a book by Brené Brown, which is Dare to Lead. So, what is Dare to Lead? What does it say? So, as a leader is not someone who would know answers to all the questions. A leader is someone who would go ahead and ask questions and try to find answers to those questions. A leader is not someone who would be afraid of difficult situations or difficult conversations. He is the one who will actually go and try to be in those vulnerable situations of yours and try to bring you out. A leader is not someone who would be far away from your difficult times. He is the one who would actually hold you and say you through those things. Do we really have these leading and daring leaders across our office environment or in our society? No, because as a leader, I would try to be safe. Talking about my experience, I started my career in 2009. I had this opportunity wherein my boss came up to me somewhere in 2012 or 13 saying that we had an attrition in the team and he told me that can you be a point of contact for the team? So basically he's not giving me anything in writing, but I would have to be an acting point of contact wherein the stakeholders can come up to me and the team members can come up to me for something. So I told him, why should I need to do that? I don't want to be a leader. I'm happy the way how I'm telling. I'm happy walking in at 9 o'clock to office, doing my 8 hours of shift, and then coming back to 5 o'clock. And once I close my laptop or my desktop back then, I am just done with you. So I do not want this headache of having people reporting to me or solving their issues, because being a leader or being a point of contact is basically their issues is my issue. Their performance struggle is my performance. So I said, I don't want to do all these things and I'm ready. So back then my bosses said that, you know what, no one is ready for such things. It doesn't matter if you're ready or not. By taking up this opportunity, you will actually know that whether you are really interested in being a leader or being a people's leader, or you would want just to continue as an individual content. He said, just take up this role. In case if you want anything, I will always be there. No one is going up the picture anymore. So I said, fine. And because I was very new to this entire role, I tried to be a very good leader. Help them, be good to them, You want to go a little early? Yeah, I'm fine with it. I will cover up the work that they have left. You want to leave? I will try to convince my boss saying that you know what, he really is in need of that leave. Let's just approve it. So I try to do everything. In case if my leave was away from the packet, I would sit for extra hours and try to cover up those things. Because why? I want to be a good. Now, this went on for good 5-6 months. Everyone was happy with me, and even my boss had a very positive feedback. Now, I went for 1 week of leave. And then when I came back, things didn't feel very good. The vibe that I shared with people was not very nice. And then I had a very one-to-one discussion with my boss where he said that the team is not doing well. They are not able to achieve the target. What were you doing? How did you do all these things? And then all the numbers and everything that was shown, the numbers and everything were shown in the last 5 to 6 months was taken up. And that's how I realized that in the path of being a good leader, somewhere I forgot that the leader's job is also to correct someone. The leader's job is also to bring up to that level. So then I just paused. I understood that I had made a mistake. And then I spoke to my boss, I spoke to my stakeholders, I corrected myself. And I understood that I definitely took up the leader, but I didn't know that there are few types of leadership that comes into it. So there are different types of leadership skills that everyone knows about. I would just want to speak about 4 leadership styles at least, which is basically a transformational leadership, a transactional leadership, a democratic leadership, and an authoritative leadership. So transformational leadership is something which is he would actually go ahead and take everyone's opinion. It would be for a very long term. Whereas transactional leadership, you would see it's a very short term goal, very goal oriented. They are not bothered about what you think and so. Democratic, okay, we all understand. Stay in a democratic country, taking everyone's opinion. What do you think? What are your thoughts? That's democratic. And what is autocratic? Someone who just keeps the power, doesn't really spread it out. So to each is good. I would say that all these leadership styles have their own benefits, have their own disadvantages. If I would want to rate my leadership today, I would say that it's a mix of transformational, transactional, and democratic. I wouldn't really say. With this, I would say that leadership actually is a style of, as a leader, you are a mix as a parent and a teacher, where you would just hold hands of that subordinate or anyone who's reporting into you, lead them to the way, which you will not hold them to it, you will just let them be so that they achieve it. That's very simple.
Would like to call on the timer to give the timing of the speaker.
The first speaker came Ravi. This for yes, 15 seconds. We have used 6 minutes and 10 seconds. Each Ravi. seconds. PM Rashmi, 7 seconds.
I would like to call upon Toastmasters other one. You can take it for. If you had to recruit a disabled person, if that person like would you recruit that person? Yes or no?
Because every person has got some special ability. So even if he is disabled, he can be good at writing, or he can be good at reading. So we find out his good things, good capability, and we can use them accordingly.
Right answer. And
Thank you, Dr. Ramesh. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Today I am table topic master. As a table topic master, my job is to read table topics when members and guests can practice their table topics between speaks. Members or guests can speak for 1 to 2 minutes, and there will be a break period of 30 seconds. So to qualify, speaker must speak for 1 minute minimum and 2 minutes 30 seconds maximum. There is a theme for table topic. So today's theme is Navi. So as all of you know, Navi is a special festival where Navi is associated with a lot of dance, music, some people acting. So let's move over Navratri theme and we can start. So would you like to come first?
by a yes and over. I'm freshly graduated. I got my membership number at 3:30 hours in the morning. Today. I'm part, actually, my coaching club is Agnel Toastmasters. I attended the morning meeting over there and I got to know from my friend and I contacted BB membership Rohidas immediately and I said, okay, I'll come for the first of my Agnel's meeting.
Okay, great. So topic for you is how do you think Garba brings people together to live in Navratri? Is it clear? Okay.
Right. So let us start with Jaikara. Ambe Ma Ki Jai. Yes. So Garba basically starts with falling into rhythm. Whenever a group of strangers come together to dance to that beats, that drums, the bass that is inherent in the Garba music, first of all, they need to fall into a rhythm. First, being a tall, uncoordinated guy, whenever I see a group dancing the basic steps, first I'm looking at their feet so that I get my feet moving right. Because if I fall, I'm going to break my bones. Secondly, then I look at how many claps they're doing. Is it eight tali? Which is one clap, two tali, two claps, or three claps. Third tali. And then I start to swing my body in the ways that they are swinging. And that is what brings me into the rhythm of how that group is functioning. So I am amalgamating myself with that particular group. We are coming together as one. Though I was not a part of that group, but now I am. It does take a bit of time. Actually taking a lot of time, a lot of pauses as well. But it actually is a pausing process. Like you go for one round, then you pause. Are you doing the right step? Are you clapping your hands rightly? Are you in sync with the group? And I guess that is how Garba brings people together. Thank you very much.
Okay, so wonderful speech. First, go next. Yeah, Ruchi, what your topic is, describe your first experience dancing Garba online.
Well, I don't have any experience as such. So, yeah, last week there was a Garba event in my office, which I really wanted to go, but it was too far, so I cannot go. But still, yes, I practiced it at home. I have few basic steps and all I practice. I wanted to sound very progress of the video, not my anything. Yes, and this Garba actually, I really like the enthusiasm the people have over there. And the beats, the music, and the people enjoying over there really like. And yes, my friends shared some pics and all. They were all dressed in all beautiful howdahs and all, and they were looking brilliant. Really, they were looking very stunning. And I really thought, yeah, that if I would have went there, I would have enjoyed that happening a lot of things. But I wanted to go over. Okay, so even if I don't have any experience with Garba, I would encourage you all to have Garba. And today I know Vidya is yes, very good deal of practice. Okay, I can't do something like this. Okay. Okay, over to you.
Who has to try next? You are,
Which I gave.
you are next, but you are yes. Yes. So, topic for you is how has Navratri changed over the years?
About the Navratri, I can say that it's a Indian festival which brings us together, and it's a colorful. Every 9 days, everybody wears similar colors. And over the years, I have seen that, of course, there is a changes. Many people admit that change is constant. So I feel that over the years, I think maybe there was a restriction on the women that they cannot participate in playing like Garba and all. But I think nowadays everybody is enthusiastically playing Garba, and there are mandals, I guess, who are celebrating in very loud way. So, and I really think that the Navratri is a symbol of the womanhood, which I'm really proud of. So, thanks so much.
You are really interesting. But next. Yeah, but next question for you. What is the importance of wearing bright colors during Navratri celebration?
Hello everyone present here. My name is Garba, and today I am going to talk about the next part. this is just as embarrassing as the skills in Bharat. But one thing that my Didi makes sure that I would know is dressing up good for the sessions that happen. We could see many different markets open up at every mini market, at every even grocery shops, and they sold a variety of colors, of bangles, of saris, of hairs that you wear for Navratri, and eventually you decide on when and you wear it. But the way it affects you while you dance is the one thing that really matters. We as humans bond over a lot of things, and most of them are external, and even more of them are materialistic. One of them is colors. In Navratri, we have a color every day, and different colors signify different aspects of the day and the dance. I can't think of anything else. I'd like to.
The question for you is what role does fasting play during Navratri? And your experience of fasting.
Wow, good one. Okay, do I look like a class? Okay, I was thinking I should come up first because people were talking about then I got enlightened because suddenly somebody mentioned bright clothes and I had to wear bright clothes. So yeah, fasting. I think what happens with fasting is, as we all know, fasting is a very it's a proven medical way to actually clean off your toxins. And somewhere down the year, if you look at each culture in our world, they have this thing of fasting. For Christians, they have their Easter fast. For Muslims, they have their Rosa. And for Hindus, since we celebrate so many festivals, you can have your Shravan, you can have your Navratri. So I believe that somewhere down the line, these things were brought up inculcated into the religion to sort of give us humans, a way to detoxify our bodies. And when we talk about detoxification of our body, it also means detoxification of our mind. Because obviously a clean body is a clean mind. And I think the primary reason why all these things were inculcated into our philosophy is basically to give us a sort of a divine way, a divine guidance, to show us a sort of a way where we can detoxify our bodies and minds. I think that's why.
But how will you convert? Timarkanta. You are a date from here. Okay. Please welcome Timarkanta. Question for you. How do you think the future of traditional and modern music impacts Navratri?
Good evening, everyone. So, I think music plays an important role in our life every day. So, now, even when there is a different music for different moods. Like if you are like in the morning, you like to listen a smooth music in a spiritual way. Then in the evening, if you're going out to party or something, it's a loud music or the rock music. Right? So, what are the topics?
How do you think the future of traditional and modern music impacts Navratri?
Alright, good. So I think initially, like in olden days, when Navratri was held, it was more on the Maharani song and all those things. Now in today's then it was kind of a folk music. So Palki Partner, they were all coming with their own folk music from a remote area. Now I think it's a combination of Bollywood, your folk music, and sometimes the spiritual. So I think it's a great combination of all parts. I should say all parts of your life music. That's a great vision of nowadays we are having. Thank you.
So, please welcome Asha. Question for you: if you were asked to teach Darbar, how do you incorporate creative music Darbar?
I never played Garba and I got the topic like I have to teach the Garba. And then I did it. Teaching Garba is not a big task for me because I'm a management student and being a consultant, whatever I don't know, I learned it through YouTube, what I want. I guess maybe like I was not able to give critical or you can say very significant focus. I was not able to teach, but yes, I can teach it. I think music for DJ, the music is good, energy is good, everything is good, progress and amazing. These things are my like that's all.
Please welcome Sanjay. Questions for you, Sanjay. What are the key lessons we can learn from the Navratri celebration?
Excellent. Thank you very much. Well, Masters, good evening to all of you. There's a lot that we can learn from this fabulous festival from Garba. It teaches us how we can connect the heart and mind together, how we can coordinate our bodies, how we can really enjoy with exuberance and with thought, happiness that we can come together. So first of all, it's a celebration of yourself. And as I said, she wants to celebrate as a human group. So look at this. Everyone has their own story. And everyone has their own as this festival. First of all, you have to share all your videos, you have to keep your personality, you have to keep your shoes aside, and then participate and go full on and enjoy. And that is what you can learn a lot. Like how you can really connect with people, how you can connect with yourself, and with the communion with your personality, with something like Almighty God. That is something the biggest learning I feel that we can achieve from this particular festival. And the biggest also learning is coming out with our own personalities and coming out with our own insecurities. I may say that will help you, that will teach you to really connect with all of them, with yourself, and with everybody. This is what I thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanjay, for very impressive. Yeah, Prashant. The question for you is, how do you think Navratri music changes the atmosphere of the festival? Sure.
First of all, thank you for giving the master for providing these skills and thanks to my mentors for reminding about and looking at everyone, I guess we all are very much ready for our post meeting. By looking at each of your face, it seems we are very much waiting for creating character movement of the night and with this point, how music changes our this. We know that previously we used to orchestra and all that, all together. And we used to try to rhythm and play similar kind of Garba all. But nowadays, due to some changes of music and some addition of music and all these things, the type of Garba changes. Sometimes we should do that to other and so I think music play very much good because sometimes because each people are different kind of people and everyone like different kind of music. So when you are being Garba with people of different varieties, especially from when some songs start popping out, which one feels that oh I can dance on this music. So they will feel very much energetic. So that's why I think changing and mixture of music is very important. And that's all. Thank you. Over to you.
Question for you is what are the key challenges faced by modern Navratri celebration?
Toastmasters. Since we can see that the festive season is all around us and everybody has geared up for the upcoming Navratri celebration. But there are a lot of key challenges while performing or getting up to the stage. We have to consider all those things. Obviously, celebrating this Navratri is it gives us a chance to mix with other people and feel happy within ourselves. But there are a lot of challenges. You have to manage your dress first. You want to take part, participate in the Garba, then you have to find considerable. If you want to mix with people, you have to. If you don't know the other people, you feel little bit of challenges also there. Whether you can with them or not. So apart from this, and where sometimes the places of the place where it is far away from your home, you have to travel one place to other place. So this will be also a different kind of challenge for you. And of course, if you are really determined to celebrate Garba and Navratri, these challenges are never the big issue. You will obviously take up your chance and dress yourself. You will manage your dress. You will try to mix with all those people, and even the places even far away from your place, you will travel to that place and perform and get into this group and group and music along. So I think Navratri is the only time where people wait for long period and they anticipate that time will come and we will enjoy ourselves. So I won't there are a lot of challenges for any kind of celebration. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think favorite topic is over. Yes, speech. So I would like to call timer Rajesh to inform the timing. First, what Aditya, 1 minute 58 seconds. Second, Ruchi, 1 minute 15 seconds. Shivai, 1 minute 54 seconds. 54 seconds. Pradesh, 1 minute 13 seconds. Kalpa, 1 minute 18 seconds. Himakanta, 1 minute 26 seconds. Asha, 40 seconds. 1 minute 24 seconds. Shiva, 1 minute 50 seconds. And 1 minute 2 minutes 6 seconds.
that are qualified. Yeah, two countries, and Russia have not qualified. So, over to you.
Now we'll have a break, but before that, I would say the theme is diversity and inclusion. I would like to have a small activity for related to diversity and inclusion. What we'll do is what we'll do is that we'll divide this entire group in 5 groups based on the roles. I know that people are more in this row, it's okay. Companionship there. And what we'll do is during the break, we'll ask each other within the group. We'll ask two questions. First is what is common between all of you? A common thing. Second thing is what is the one thing that is unique? Each person will tell their unique thing, and among your group you will decide which is the most unique thing. And the newest member of our club or any guest if is interested will come after the break, and or their group they will say the common thing and the most unique. Okay. So we break, and during this break we have this. Your role.
The break over here.
Common. One thing that is common between the group and one thing that is unique. So each person has to say what is unique, and among your group will decide which is the most unique. So today we have got
सजा तो मिलेगी, अच्छे से मिलेगी। सजा इवन गेस्ट को जो ट्रेडिशनल पहनती है उन गेस्ट को भी मिलेगी। एंड अभी बोलिए
गेस्ट को बनाया था पहले से।
जाना नहीं किसी को आई थॉट ही सजा मिलेगी
कलरफुल शर्ट
ठीक है तो आप है तो अच्छा है क्या सजा मिलेगी
She's not attending, but I
Okay.
Before the break, I have given one activity. Who did that activity? Who did that activity?
One common thing that no one did.
Okay,
I Ravi. Those are the examples.
maybe Ricky.
Ravi. Ravi.
Okay, Ravi, you can share.
Present for everyone.
Yeah. Louder, louder.
So we are we all are Indian. All one of I will not be ready. That's the difference.
I think you all are humans. That was also a unique thing. Anybody else? Anybody would like to share a unique thing about them? We all would. Actually, there is a common thing. But more unique. I am married and I am happy. Now move to our next segment, that is the general variation segment, and for that I would like to call upon to 3 p.m. long.
Good evening, everybody.
If you had to explain joint family to a foreigner, how would you do? And then you can continue with your-
That's really a weird question, isn't it? I have explained joint family to all. I think it is not as difficult to explain as you think, because most people, most cultures come from joint family, but westernization has made the become more of an economic family. So people are familiar with the joint family structure, but a lot of people coming from out of India will be very surprised at how so many family members live so close together without killing each other in the same home. And of course, one good thing about our joint family is there's a wisdom of elders, there's the energy of the youngsters, and everything in between. And if the family is good, then it creates real good dynamics. But if there is certain things that are not good, then it's a bit more stable. Yeah, so I think, okay. The foreigners will understand once they see what it.
Whether it's joint family, the family.
So good evening, everybody. Good evening. How are you feeling after the break? Enthusiastic? Happy Navratri to all of you. To all of you who wanted to dress up. Looking amazing. Okay, so this is the third session of our Toastmasters meeting, which is the evaluation session. I'm the general evaluator of the session, and the session into three major parts. First, we're going to listen to the evaluators who will be listening and noting down our speakers, and they'll be coming one by one and giving the evaluation of how the speech went for those speakers. The second part will be I have a team of three people, the tag team we usually call it. Timer, our counter, and the they will give their reports. And the third part is I have noted certain things which I observed at the beginning of the meeting, things which we can improve and things which we are doing well as a group, as a club. So I will share a very brief report about those things so that we can also improve. Okay, with me so far. So let us begin with the evaluation for the speeches. Now, evaluation, when the evaluators come here, it's not only for the speakers, it's for everybody. Whether you were a speaker today or not, whatever you listen, whatever you hear, whatever you observe, whatever the feedback you give, is you can apply to your speeches in the future as well. So I ask you, all of you, that no matter whether you are interested or not, you like the speaker or not, you like the evaluator or not, listen carefully, you'll get to learn a lot. And last, I'll give you one thing. What is my favorite feedback? Feedback is the breakfast of champions. Tomorrow's champions, we will have feedback today. Okay. Let's begin with the evaluation session. Begin with the incomparable PM Vidya, who is evaluating.
Change is the only constant in life. To embrace it is to evolve. Thank you for such a wonderful topic, Toastmaster Ravi, and thanks for presenting it in such a wonderful way. What I liked about the entire speech were a few things. One, opening. How can we start a speech with a great opening? There was a question, right? And then a thought-provoking statement. We all know that change is constant. It will happen. Then why do we resist it? And that made me also think, yeah, right. It was a thought-provoking statement in the starting. Great opening. How is a speech structured? Good. With a great structure, and structure means opening, body, and conclusion. Great opening, great body. But apart from that, there were small aspects that were amazing. And that was, one of them was transition. Amazing transition. Opening, types of changes, how you can encounter the change, what are the factors that you encounter when you face change, and the conclusion. Amazing transition because there were proper transition, the message and the speech was very clear. So that was the highlight of the speech, and that was great transition. Example, he had a great example of his own life, how he faced challenge while studying, how he encountered it, and he had a great message and a moral which made it very clear what happens when there is change, how to face it, and what will happen when you encounter it positively. Humor, he had sprinkled humor with the girlfriend and boyfriend story. Maybe it was his own story, he was the boyfriend or the other person with the girlfriend. That he was. Now, few points how we can improve. One is summarizing. He had great points, great structure, but I wish he would have summarized at the end. The message would have stayed with the audience for a longer period. Second, examples. There were 2 examples, but people love examples. People love stories. When you are trying to explain how to encounter, put small examples so that people remember that. Conclusion. One important aspect. Conclude well, end well. Your speech will be better remembered. So there was, I felt conclusion could have been better. Delivery, were loud, the stage movement was good. You are a natural speaker, but to improve a little bit more working on the hand gestures and voice modulation. When you said you were struggling in your studies and how you were a topper, so that you could have dramatized and voice modulation. To summarize, great opening, great structure, great transition, but add some changes, summarize well, conclude well, and you will evolve as a speaker. Thank you.
Next evaluator, feedback goes on the Piyush. Please close the ahead. Please welcome him on stage. Good evening, everyone. I had the chance to be our evaluator for Piyush on his level 1 project 3. And I must say, Toastmaster Piyush, that you have drastically improved from that level 1 project 3 to today's speech, the level 1 project 3. It was a great improvement. Your speech was relatable and had every element of humor, body language, and stage usage. First and foremost, the way you opened your speech. It was a question when you said any guesses, and then the audience did respond, and then you turned it into a joke. You said you couldn't be able to guess. That is what something the audience received well. That was the highlight of the speech for me. You spoke on a topic that relates with each and every person in the room. That is Mumbai city and daydream. You mentioned Kurla station, Mumbai city, swimming floods, each and everything. That is something which relates to each and every person as a Mumbaiker in this room. Moving on to the third point, you also demonstrated a body language where there was a scenario where you said about Kurla state trains and your class went flying into the air or something, into the air. That is something, trust me, even I have experienced in my past life, or its past work life. These three were your highlight of the speech. Although every speech in the world, have areas of improvement, which takes a speech from a good speech to a great speech. For you, I have two topics, two areas of recommendation. First is voice modulation, and second is narration. What do I mean by this? Your speech contained audience interaction, like you already said, and had a perfect amount of humor. But I felt there were a lot of places where if you could have used the right amount of pause or else a voice narration or voice modulation, many places of your speech, there were jokes which were not well received by the audience. For example, there were two jokes at the end of the speech where you were standing right over here. You took a pause and you said any guesses. And then you said a joke swimming. I think that was a part which was not well received by the audience as a joke. I think that was your intention to bring humor to the speech at the end. Also, another moment where it was not well received, the joke. My only feedback to you for today's speech would be, if you practice on this, as in voice narration and the right amount of pauses and much more uses of body language elements, not just one, the delivery would be impeccable. All in all, to summarize, your speech had every element, as I said, body language, stage usage, well usage of time, and also a great theory and conclusion. But only two areas where you have to improve is voice narration and voice modulation, and also a bit of number of audience engagement. That will take your speech to a next step. Thank you so much. So, good improvement and really good improvement. Keep it up. Yes. There's a lot more energy in your speech is going to get. Very nice. Thanks again. Now, next speech by Toastmasters Steffi is evaluated by Toastmasters. Please welcome our answers.
I am worst enemy of myself. After listening to your speech, Toastmaster Steffi, I was clear. Because the amount of negative self-talk I did with myself, so I was enemy of myself. So I'm going to tell you three things I like the most in your speech. First was content. The speech was relatable to everyone of you. When you shared your example, when you backed out of the role of MC. So everyone has back out when it comes to stage. And that was very relatable to me. Audience engagement was there because you asked questions to the audience. And the third was delivery. You maintain eye contact throughout your speech and gestures was there, and you were quite confident and comfortable throughout your speech. I really liked it. Now come to the first speech evaluation Shraddha. You improve on that as well. You maintain eye contact and audience engagement was also there. Still, I'm going to give you two recommendations to improve speech on next level. First, when you share your personal story, no need to say that I'm going to share my personal story or personal anecdote. You directly start with your stories. So work on transition. Work after one story to another. Second, pace was too fast throughout, so you have to take pauses in between. So you have to give time to the audience so they can grasp what you're saying. And key takeaway for me, start brainwash yourself if you manifest your dreams. Overall, it was excellent speech. Delivery was smooth, content was good. Just work on the basic communication, pauses, and like transition. And thank you for giving such a differentiate between best friend and worst enemy of yours. Thank you, Toastmasters.
Now we have something unique. We have over Swan who's got to come give an evaluation for the speech by Toastmaster or speech. And then Toastmaster Praveen is going to give an evaluation of the evaluation. So we are already improving not only as speakers but as evaluators also. So we'll see an example of that today. So can you please welcome Toastmaster Soham? Give a live
So Toastmaster Rashmi, first of all, excellent speech. As it is always like you have set a standard for yourself, and it really matched and exceeded those standards. So some of the things that I really liked about this speech, first was that your voice modulation is really nice. The ups and downs that you take in your speech during the sentences, the highs and lows, they are there throughout the speech, throughout all the sentences. Like for example, when you said, we really have these leading and daring leaders. That was highlighting the words really well. Second, the personal story element to your speech. For example, when you said, oh, I didn't want this headache after my 9 to 5 job. I didn't want to take up leadership inherently. So that was quite relatable. And it made me engage with the story, wondering, oh, this is, even I face this problem. How can I improve on it? So that was quite nice. Okay, so this was a salient point, but I think a guest came in between your speech and you said, oh, please come in. And you continued with your speech as if nothing happened. So that control over your speech, that was really nice. Now, coming to the areas of improvement, which is my own personal viewpoint. The first was that you were standing somewhere around here. So, although you were moving from left to right, your scope of movement was a little limited, like just 1-2 steps. Now, as an example, Toastmaster Vidya just came in like 1 minute, few minutes ago. She covered the entire stage. So, you could have increased the movement a little bit to connect with the other size of the classroom as well. Yeah. And then, like my speech right now, it's really fast. I think that is one common problem that we have. That your speech also was fast paced, and although it did have micro pauses in between, there could have been more of big pauses. For example, when you said, I want to speak about the 4 styles of leadership, and then you suddenly started with the 4 styles. So that transition with pauses would have been a bit better. And finally, the last point of improvement that I feel was that the ending was a little abrupt. So you could have, maybe devoted a little less time to your personal story and focused also on the last part of the speech. So that was my viewpoint.
And overall, it was a great speech by seasoned speakers, as I said. So, thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, okay, please welcome. Congratulations on your first question over here. What I act about it is that whenever you go of a government dedication or a presentation, you give the and a example for that, right? So you said that vice competition was you gave that number two, right? And then you also explain how she ordered her use the right? Now, what I would have liked to speak was you speak of the content, right? So, to give you an example of one of that, she's of how she went on the leave and then she came back. Things had not worked in another level, right? So then what happened after that? You know, how did she improve, or did she improve, and what was the advice her boss gave to her? The next one was that you spoke of the last part of the speech was so you would have mentioned that your team was good, your volatility was good, but the conclusion was not there, right? So, like she extended her leadership by the mix of the different, right? So, are there some styles on which she has to work on? Because like we didn't come to know more. So, I would have liked for you to speak on that too. So, to you gave examples. You also spoke on like how you have made use of the tips. I would like for you to speak of the content, right? I mean, how the content is not complete, or how the structure of the speech can be. So, good job, and best of luck for your next evaluation. But can be very ephemeral. You don't listen. You don't listen to it very intently and internalize it. You want to learn, you want to improve. So let me quickly have a kind of what are the types of things that you learn from the evaluation? Can somebody shout out? What did you learn from 5 evaluators you heard today? About yes, it's profound listening. Because sometimes we hear, we don't listen. We hear, but we don't listen. So listening is very, very important. Very nice. What else?
What else did you learn from the evaluation? Taking pauses. Taking pauses. You want to rush your speech. Very nice. What else? Transition. Why is not transition? Transition between different parts of your speech is very important. You have to learn that skill. Yes. What else? Reduce the pace of speech. Reduce the pace of speech. Take pauses. Very important. What else? Stage movement. Use the whole stage. Engage with all parts of the audience. Yes. I'm related to content. Very nice. Very good point. All these things, if you listen, pay attention, you get to learn a lot from those first. So can we have a round of applause for that? Evaluators, I have a fantastic team. Who's also been doing a job on this meeting. The timer, not only the gradient. Today's timer is Toastmasters Rajesh. Can we welcome the round of applause? So I will put the findings for the evaluation.
First, yeah, it's 3 minutes 17 seconds. Toastmaster Agnel, 2 minutes 55 seconds. Toastmaster Agnel, 2 minutes 16 seconds. Toastmaster Pona, 2 minutes 54 seconds. Toastmaster Praveen is 3 minutes 48 seconds.
Thank you very much. Can we give a round of applause? The next starting member is the art counter. Welcome the round of applause.
About being an art counter directly without having to give a speech before she got come with the package. And from all right, we just offer some constructive criticism with respect to the art counter, with respect to Toastmaster Ravi. I tried to listen to you, and I did not find any fillers or any touches during your speech. The only thing that probably we could improve is only now. I said a couple of times use the word now. That was not. Next was Toastmaster Piyush. You had 2 hours and 1 non-pause. Toastmasters 30, you had source and 2 hours. Toastmaster Rashmi, you had 6 hours. Toastmaster Ganesh, you had 7 hours and 1 minute. Toastmaster Vidya, you had 1 hour. Toastmaster Ajay, you had 5 hours. Toastmaster Amruta, you had 2 hours. Toastmaster Soham, you had 5 hours of speech. Toastmaster Padmapani, with a little bit of speech that he gave, he had 1 hour. And that's it.
Very important for you to work on because they interrupt the flow of your speech and they interrupt the message you are trying to give to your speech. So you try to reduce the filler words as much as possible. Okay, last but not least, we have Toastmaster Nisha. Please give a round of applause. Thank you for building at the last moment when the previous gradient outcome. Thank you very much.
Remember what punishment we get of this days by the teacher. You are not completing the movie. I can tell you. Yeah. Even else? Anyone else? Yes. These are all the examples of a punishment. What our English do? Pizza man. I still remember. She used to make us write 1,000 times. I don't know what it to do my homework. Grammar. And we used to do thousands of pages every day learning pronunciation, nouns, adjective, adverb, everything. In spite of that, she was so particular with the grammar line. That is why I'm very happy that she has made us learn the basics of it. So to start with the grammarian round of applause for Toastmaster Shubham and Toastmaster Ron, who have used word of the day. So good usage of languages, which I, Toastmaster Ravi, 6 months down the line, while I later, Toastmaster Piyush, no cap mountains, Toastmaster Steffi, you have to be your own best friend, brainwash, flat up the top. Toastmaster Rashmi, say yourself, fights. Toastmaster Aditya, inherent anonymity. Toastmaster Kalpe, detoxification of your minds. Toastmaster Sunday, exuberance. Toastmaster Monoli, geared up. And Toastmaster on feedback to the breakfast of your child. These are all good usage of it. Some improper usage of words, it's upon us. It should be it's on us. When there, it should be gone there. At every minimum, it should be at the minimum. So these are the good points and the bad points, which I am ending with this. Thank you.
Okay, so that ends this. Can we get to the end of the meeting? Sure. Okay, thanks. No, I mean, it's with respect to the staff, how that. Shall we continue? Take it out. Take it out. Let's speak to the president of we have to answer the questions. We are already running late, so we have to. Okay, so that leaves me with the last session, which is I'll be noting certain things which we have done during the meeting, certain things we can improve in the next meeting. So let's cut to the chase and see what. Thank you. And see what we have. Okay, number one, meeting started on time. Can you hear a round of applause? Organize the meeting and starting on time. But what was disappointing was that a lot of postmasters and guests walked in 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes late. Please don't do that. We have to hold ourselves to higher standards. Everybody knows the meeting starts at 5. Please try to be present by 4:15. And you can even come in at the dot of 5, but please come. That's very important for everybody. Okay. The president's address was very inspiring with the butterfly and cocoon story, very interesting, and more importantly, short and sweet. We took up exactly 2 minutes, which is what our design officer addressed me. He's laughing. Okay, we had a very interesting concept by the theme by the postmaster of the day, and very apt for this festival, which is a very inclusive festival. In Navratri, anybody and everybody can participate, nobody asks any question. So inclusion and diversity and inclusion is what our primary competition is. So can you give a round of applause? We are very happy about the introduction for 3 minutes. So it was time on time and it was interesting as well. So very good job. And that's why we are pretty much almost a little bit on time. Board was well written, everything was neatly written. Who's know what the board today? Very nice. So let's bring it around. Okay. I mentioned. January, we have to thank your supervisor. You already thanked the first January last moment. Yes. Timer Rajesh, excellent job. Very good job. And can we have a round for the child? One thing which we missed out, which we will correct very shortly, is that usually at the beginning of the meeting, we invite the guests to come over and introduce themselves, which our team will take care of as soon as I finish. Very important, let's not miss that next time. This is especially from Toastmaster Vinay. A lot of people are calling each other TM, Ron, TM, Vinay. Let's not use TM, let's use the full name Toastmaster. I'm talking on stage. Offline, you can do it. On stage, please use Toastmaster Ron, Toastmaster Vinay, not TM, Ron, TM. Okay. Favorite topics? Excellent. Can you have a round of other festival and very interesting topic.
only one feedback was some of the topics were very narrow, and the speaker did not have enough scope to work. So whenever you are doing, you can be in sync with the team, but try to give them a little bit more room for, because our speakers like spoke a little bit, they didn't know how to go with them, especially guests and personal speakers. So participation is very important in the purpose. But overall, very good session, very interesting session, and 10 people part. So can you have a round of just come straight and these people tell something. We almost spoke to 1 to 2 minutes. For a topic, they have no idea what they will do. Fantastic. I think overall it's a very positive, very interesting, very nice meeting. Yes, agree, everybody agrees. That's my report for today. Thank you very much.
Each and every person has its own qualities, and as a team, it is important that we identify those qualities and encourage teamwork. That is what I would like to say. So create an inclusive environment, and not just in office, but also in Toastmasters in the society and everywhere you go. With that, I would like to call upon this person.
Thanks to the general evaluator for giving the energetic quality feedback to all of us. And this is a good rate of experience Toastmaster. Whenever they come on the stage, although the session is there together, but the energy which they bring on the stage lasts longer for us. Now, as I said, my general evaluator, let's have a form of introduction with the guest. We'll start with here. Please tell your name, what do you do, and how you get to know about Toastmaster. Before you start, we will go with the coding of the role players and auxiliary role players. Those who don't have the link for the coding, please take it from the sub. There is a barcode, scan it, and you will get access to the coding. So there are 4 different categories: evaluators, role players, and auxiliary role players. Please vote for your favorite role players or one was best. Yes.
Hello everyone, my name is Alisa, and thank you for allowing me because last couple of years I was on the platform where I for the next work. So to that, I wanted to read in over faster and I wanted to also love in the calendar, and that's how I find it. So as a profession, like I'm a business consultant, I'm working in technical. So as a profession, I'm on other things like business consulting with providing lot of presentation, like when I was presenting a lot of like working like one-on-one I can speak a lot, right? But when I'm in front of a crowd, many people I know what my content is like, also all these things I can so I want to work on something.
Thank you. It's good to have you.
Yes. This is my because I am working at I'm basically from the technical background. So I want my competition, it's same with the senior stakeholders. And I heard about I came to this Toastmaster and last 6 months start. Then I was caught up with the work. Then I was like,
thank you. Please keep voting.
Yes, please.
Can you be a little louder? Not audible.
Thank you. Can you please provide scanners to the guests where they can also go? Yes. Sure.
So my name is
Yes.
yeah, so my name is Agnel Toastmasters. I used to work as a software developer. It's comparatively compared to all the I am not back in so there is more application there. I guess most of the communication is between my manager and I guess that's fine. So yeah, I wanted to improve my communication. This is something which I have been trying for since my college. I have participated in the case. I stopped after that, but yeah, definitely something which I want to improve on. And yeah, thanks for that.
Investment. So again, people raise funds. So anybody wants any funding?
I really feel that the stage talent or communication is we cannot like we have to be good in it. So that's how I got to connect with Toastmaster and we're always learning. So that's the best.
Also, you can account it. My credit account where want some
We have two members from outside the club. Just in one line, to give feedback about the particular meeting. You can start on. Just in one line, sir.
Sometimes the use of water is the day and what the day was available. Again, people are already prepared as these people are asked very partly. Okay, the experience was great. Okay, sorry, I don't know.
The experience was great. We take it.
I really like this stuff, but it's quite good.
Does it come?
But one interesting one thing to add on, the guest amount to be invited there, but it's easier to like face it when they're speaking. So that would be there. So I thought we would get back to that.
Thank you. Thank you. So because that we like this club more than the parent club. Thing is what the parent club is home. Okay, home is the where the parents live. Okay, so announcement. So when is our next meeting? 19. So 19th of October, we have next meeting. If you want to take votes, please approach Vice President Education. When is our area contest? 20th October. So if you really want to improve your leadership skill, please do participate, take role in the area contest. If you cannot take role, please do attend so that you learn that how good speakers are there and how they perform on the stage. You will learn a lot. We will move with the installation of a new member, Toastmaster, like this. Please come on the stage. So whenever whenever a new member joins, there's a pledge we ask that person to take and also the club. And I'm going to read it for you. And I will say yes. So, membership in Toastmaster is a privilege, and the only way to gain the benefits of program is to actively participate. You, Toastmaster Rajesh, promise to attend club meetings regularly and prepare for all your duties to the best of your abilities. Now, I will ask from all the members, do you members of Agnel Toastmasters Club pledge to support Toastmaster Rajesh in his quest for self-development and promise to make this Toastmaster membership a rewarding and fulfilling experience?
Yes.
Yes. I'm done with the polling. Okay, so there are a few more announcements for new members. If you are taking any roles or if you are giving any icebreaker speech, please keep in loop your mentor. Take the approval of the mentor, take the suggestion from the mentor, so that whenever you come on the stage, you give your best even in the first shot. This is how we improve the quality of our meeting. Please keep your mentor in loop whenever you are taking and performing anything on the club stage platform. And one more thing, we have found that few of our new members are still not enrolled in the pathway. Please do enroll your pathway as early as possible. And if you have any doubt, please connect with the Vice President Education. He will clear. And before we start distributing the award of best role players and best speakers of today's meeting, there was one award by Vice President Education, and we have selected judges to select the best male and best female traditionally dressed person. So, any guesses? First, we'll start with best dressed male member of the club.
Seriously, nobody.
Please don't point to me. I'm not going to participate in it.
We're not really getting
Any guesses? Yes, Toastmaster helper. Any guesses for best female dress traditional? But we have to be anyway. Toastmaster Vidya.
Party.
Party will be given definitely by Toastmaster Vidya.
Cover.
We have also won award for Toastmaster of the month for the month of September. The member who recruits the most for the club board is nominated by the next form for the Toastmaster of the month. So, any guesses for the Toastmaster of the month for September 2024? Lastly, how many of you know about the Leaders in Me Award? And I am happy to announce that our first member from Agnel to receive this award is Toastmaster Lippy. Always set the benchmark, and those who don't know about the Leaders in Me Award, please approach Vice President Education. Okay, we'll move with the certificate distribution. So we will start with best auxiliary role player. Any guesses?
Nisha.
Everybody is certainly. Sir, if you got applause, please. Okay, we will move with the best role player. Any guesses? Best role player between table topic master, team mode, and general variable. Toastmaster one. Best table topic speaker. Any guesses for best table topic speaker among these 10 participants? Toastmaster Sanjay. As a guest, you are getting the certificate. You now have to become money. Now guesses for best evaluator. Toastmaster Vidya. I think it is fixed.
Yeah, I have.
It's fixed.
Which way fixed?
We'll discuss it on a long way.
Party.
Now we will move with the last and most awaited prepared segment. Best speaker award. Any guesses? Toastmaster. The one who is getting majority of the award of this club. So now, meeting is closed. We will go for networking session and yes. And we will have photo session and Garba. So I will say be in the center for this photograph. You are in the traditional dress and
We are not at all traditional.
Forgot to close the meeting. Forgot to close the meeting. Stay. I don't have time to come.
last one to come. Yes. Please come on the stage. सारे लोग आ रहे हैं क्या? सब आ रहे हैं।
No, my God, हमको पता ही नहीं होता।
मैं आ रहा हूँ मेरी। Ready, 3, 2, and 1, 3, 2. Accepting.
वीडियो ये हालो
हेलो
ये
उसके साथ
अब
वो फोटो नहीं है।
अच्छा अभी क्या है वीडियो क्या बोल रहा है सबको ये तो काउंटिंग
1, 2, 3. Yes. 1, 2, 3.
Selfie also.
तू आए नहीं आए
अरे सेंटर में आने पीछे बटन नहीं ठीक है सांस सांस बोलो
जेडी मार दी सुनो
ओ
जेडी मार दी
गरबा गरबा
ये कोई नहीं क्या रहा है चलो